Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and well, it's the first Saturday of the month. You know what that means. It's time for the Movie Nerds Club to assemble yet again, and this time we're going to be talking about our top 5 British movies. Out of all of the lists that I've made for this series, this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. I was honestly surprised at how many British movies that I've actually seen but didn't really know about. Let's just say there were many honorable mentions. And I won't go too deep into why they're honorable mentions, because there are a lot of them, so I'm just going to do them rapid-fire style. So here we go. Moon, Children of Men, Horror of Dracula, A Hard Day's Night, The King's Speech, A Christmas Carol from 1951, the Alistair Sim one, the original The Wicker Man, not the Nick Cage movie, Shaun of the Dead, and Hot Fuzz. All of those movies are excellent, however, there were 5 more that are even better, so let's dig in. Number 5, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Something to know about me is that I absolutely adore Wallace and Gromit. I love the original shorts, and I love this movie. I watch it once every year. Claymation is a severely underrated medium in the animation world, and it goes double for Wallace and Gromit. I was profoundly sad that this movie didn't do as well as it did at the box office, because just the amount of imagination that this movie brought is just so worthy of note. The animation is of course excellent. Wallace and Gromit's chemistry is of course amazing, with Wallace going headfirst into everything and Gromit silently judging him. And the voice cast in this movie is stellar as well, not only getting the original voice of Wallace in Peter Sallis, but also getting Helena Bonham Carter and one of my unironic favorite villains in movie history, Victor Quartermain, voiced brilliantly by Ralph Fiennes. Seeing Goth from Schindler's List and Voldemort from Harry Potter playing this super over-the-top guy just never not brings joy to my heart, and just all his mannerisms like, "What ho! Ha ha! For you, my love." And it's just excellent. It is criminal that this movie doesn't get more love, and hopefully that changes. Number 4, The Curse of Frankenstein. Some of you out there are probably thinking, Frankenstein's not a British movie. I'm not talking about the Universal Frankenstein. That's very much an American movie. No, I'm talking about The Curse of Frankenstein, released in 1958 from Hammer Studios, out of Britain. By the time of the late 1950s, the Universal monsters were just a tepid memory, thanks to staleness and, well, World War II. However, Hammer Studios, who were just coming up after the success of the first X-rated movie ever released in British history, decided, you know what? We can do a Frankenstein movie. And it would have been so easy just to do a rip-off of that. But that's not what they did. And not only did they create a wholly original Frankenstein movie, but my favorite Frankenstein movie. This movie springboarded Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing into movie history. And while Christopher Lee would get more success in Hammer's Dracula series, Peter Cushing became a horror icon as Dr. Frankenstein. Not only would Cushing be in this movie, but he would also star in 5 of the Frankenstein sequels, including The Revenge of Frankenstein, The Evil of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Created Woman, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. That last one, by the way, had a monster that was Dave Prowse, who would later go on to be Darth Vader, in the bodysuit at least. But what makes this movie so excellent is just how ahead of its time it was. It took the grandioseness of the American Frankenstein and stripped it all down, making everything more gothic, utilizing color to its fullest advantages, and upping the sex and the violence. This movie is definitely not for everyone. However, if you're used to seeing the American Frankenstein and want a bit of a change of pace, go with The Curse of Frankenstein. I think it's one of the finest, if not the finest, monster movies ever made. Number 3, The World's End. I have a feeling that in all of my collaborators' lists, they're either going to have Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz on there, or perhaps both. And I can't disagree with them. All three of the Cornetto movies are absolutely excellent. They are slam dunk some of the greatest comedies ever made. So why did I choose The World's End and relegate Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz to the honorable mentions? Well, I have a lot of memories with this movie. It was the first Cornetto movie that I saw in theaters, and I think it's the best story, the complete package, out of all of them. I believe that objectively the best of these movies has to be Hot Fuzz. However, my personal favorite is The World's End. It takes what we know about the Cornetto films and turns them on their head. This time the roles are reversed. Simon Pegg, who usually plays the straight man, is now the slacker, and Nick Frost is the straight guy, or the straight man. But what I love the most about The World's End is just how much of a great story it all is, with themes of growing up and leaving the past behind, even though you probably don't want to. It's little stuff like that. This could have been just simply an alien invasion movie, but there's much more to it than that. I could pretty much quote this movie from memory, like Marmalade Sandwich and Let's Boo Boo, and I could go on, but it's just... this movie is just insanely quotable. And if in the comments you tell me you're wrong, Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz is better than The World's End, I'll more than likely agree with you from an objective sense, but from a personal standpoint, this is my favorite Cornetto film, although all of them are excellent. Number 2, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Honestly, do I really even need to say anything? I could just move on to my number 1 and be done with it, but, I mean, what can I say about how good this movie is that hasn't been said by people far more qualified than me? Well, I guess I can start by saying that this is probably the most quotable comedy of all time. Everything from I fart in your general direction to the We Are the Knights That Say Knee and on second thought, let's not go to Camelot, 'tis a silly place, to 'tis but a scratch, to those weird monk dudes going Pie Jesu Domine. Why did I hit myself? This was the movie that represented Monty Python at the very top of their game. While they would have funny moments in their TV show, Monty Python's Flying Circus, and in Life of Brian, this represents them at their very best. And well, I think it's pretty safe to say that this movie made Terry Jones and Terry Gilliam made men. Not only did Gilliam direct movies for years after that and is still involved today, but Terry Jones had a long and lengthy career even after this. There's a reason why we all still love John Cleese, and well, it's partly due to this movie. And number 1, Lawrence of Arabia. Similar to Monty Python, do I really need to explain how awesome this movie is? Because quite frankly, pretty much every film critic that's worth their salt has said that this is among the best or the best movie ever made. But even though this movie is just a skosh over 4 hours long, I have seen it so many times it's not even funny. I watch it every year, and it just somehow gets even better. For the mid-1960s, this movie has a scope and a feel to it that has never been replicated. Peter O'Toole is excellent in this movie, going from a super arrogant British officer to a humbled man who has seen too much of the world. The cinematography is ahead of its time, and so is the music. You can't walk into a desert without humming the Lawrence of Arabia theme. You can try, but you just can't. And while David Lean would go on to direct many other great movies, this is absolutely his masterpiece, and the greatest British movie ever made. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching, and when you're done with this video, please be sure to check out my fellow collaborators lists. They will be linked in the description below. They're awesome creators, and I highly recommend that you go check them out. And if you'd like to check out more of my videos from the Movie Nerds Club, they will be linked in the eye in the right-hand corner. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching. I'm recording this video a little bit in advance, so hopefully, my Better Call Saul video dropped, my AFI project videos for African Queen and Raiders of the Lost Ark have dropped, and also my big retrospective on the 2011 film Hana has dropped. And also, this coming Sunday, the 7th, I'll be dropping the latest video in my I Finally Watched series where I take a look at the Studio Ghibli film, Only Yesterday. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.